to the Iraqi President Mohammad Shaya al-Sudani and to Lebanese Prime Minister Mohammed Najib Mikati. Your Majesty, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Your Majesty, the Kings and Presidents of the Arab Nation, Secretary General of the Arab League Ahmed Abul Ghait. First, I'd like to thank the Saudi Kingdom, leadership, government and people to host this summit, as the Arab leaders came shouldering the aspirations and hopes of their peoples, and with aspirations to realize a better future via this summit. Also, we extend our thanks to the Algerian Republic for their efforts during their presidency of the last summit. Algeria worked hard and quietly to achieve unity among all the Arab parties. We do trust and have confidence in the Saudi leadership during their presidency of the summit. Would you please permit me to name this summit as the one to heal wounds, to regain our relations, and to have the restoration of ties between Saudi Arabia and Iran, and also to laud and appreciate the return of Syria to the Arab League, to have its pivotal role in the Arab League. All the problems and causes in the Arab region we all know well, whether from the catastrophe in Palestine to Yemen to the catastrophic situation in Sudan, to speak about Lebanon, which is still suffering from many crises, which had its very negative repercussions on the Lebanese people, which is really living in very hard circumstances, suffering every day, with losing whether the abstract or the concrete living conditions, including the difficulties we are suffering by the vacuum we have in the presidency, in addition to receiving a lot of Syrian refugees, and there is here humanitarian side of the coin. But with the crisis we have, and with not being able to solve it, the refugees problem is even bigger than the potentials we have and the abilities we have regarding the political and social economic impacts. How we can help all those refugees to return back to their homes. This is something which cannot be realized on the ground without complete unity among Arab peoples and among Arab sides. But we do have very fruitful dialogue with Syria to have projects and to have reconstruction of the devastated areas, to let the Syrian refugees return to their homes. In this regard, and in this meeting, we'd like to stress the respect of Lebanon to all the UN resolutions, to all the Arab League resolutions, and to be committed to implement them on the ground. I'd like also to speak in the name of all the Lebanese sides that we do respect its sovereignty, and to stop the drug smuggling. Also, we are committed, coming from this sense of responsibility regarding our brothers, and to maintain their stability and security. Your Majesty, since the Saudi youth are now leading positions in very short time, it's not difficult to be in support for his brothers in Lebanon. We are aspiring for the help and support of the Saudi people to Lebanon to overcome all these crises. We also are extending our thanks to the GCC states for paving the way for the Lebanese to come there, to go there, and to have their opportunities to work there. Without that, it was going to be a very difficult situation for the Lebanese people. And also, I'd like also to thank the Iraqi Republic with all its support for Lebanon. And also, I'd like, or I wish that all the Arabs are going to return back to Lebanon this summer. And I'm going to end with this verse from the Holy Quran. We are going to help you and support you with your brothers. So we are going to wait for this support from our brothers. We thank the Lebanese Prime Minister for his speech, and we ask the special representatives of the Omani Sultan to come and to address the nation. In the name of God, most merciful, most compassionate, Saudi, King, the custodian of the two shrines, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, the president of the 32nd round of the Arab Summit, Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Secretary General of the Arab League Ahmed Abu Ghait, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you all. First, I'd like to convey the greetings of Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, Sultan of Oman, and all his wishes and support to the activities of the 32nd Summit, presided over by the Saudi King, the custodian of the two shrines, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, with his wisdom, along with his brothers of the Arab leaders. We say that the success of this summit is realized with the unity among all the Arab sides. I'd like to extend my thanks to the efforts exerted by the Saudi King and with the successful initiatives, whether by him or by other Arab leaders, to revive the solidarity among Arab nations leaders and to put an end to the Arab crises and to go forward in the development path of the nation, which is going to be reflected on the development and renaissance of the Arab nation. Here, I'd like also to thank the General Secretary of the Arab League, Ahmed Abu Ghait, and the General Secretariat for their loyal efforts to prepare for the summit and their constructive role to develop also the Joint Arab Action System. Your Majesties, the heads of delegations, His Majesty Sultan Haytham stressed the importance of supporting the Arab League and achieve cooperation with the Arab leaders to raise the standard of the Arab citizens and to put an end to all the conflicts and struggles in this nation and to realize the economic integration among all Arab peoples and states. And regarding these goals, we do welcome the return of the Syrian Republic to the Arab League, expressing our appreciation and sense of comfort with receiving Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to participate with us in the summit, expressing confidence that Syria is going to regain its pivotal role with its people, with its youth, as its history Your Majesties, we in Oman, as in other Arab, as in other nations who appreciate justice, we'd like to, we aspire having a comprehensive settlement for the Palestinian people, far from the tensions which are taking place all over the world. We hope that the future of the peoples is going to be under the implementation of international legality regarding the Palestinian cause, and to give the Palestinian people their legal right to establish their independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital on the borderlines of the 4th of June 1967, according to the UN resolutions in this regard and the Arab Peace Initiative. We are pretty sure that maintaining the Arab League and developing it is going to boost the solidarity and cooperation and to exchange benefits among our states, also between us and the whole world, with the Arab civilization, with our history, with all what it gave to humanity at large. Also to stress our rights with one word, to move forward in the path of development and to go with our peoples to their required position among all nations. I'd like to thank, by the end of my speech, to the Saudi Kingdom leadership, government and peoples for its warm hospitality and reception, and also to the wonderful organization to make this summit a story of success. Peace be upon you all.
أشكر صاحب السمو السيد أسعد بن طارق آل سعيد على كلمته، والآن أدعو فخامة الرئيس محمد يونس المنيفي رئيس المجلس الرئاسي الليبي لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل.
صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن سلمان ولي العهد
Your Majesty Prince Mohammed bin Salman,
أصحاب الجلالة والفخامة,
Your Majesties, General Secretary of the Arab League Ahmed Abul Ghait, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like first to thank and appreciate the efforts exerted by the custodian of the two shrines, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, and to the Saudi government for the warm hospitality since we landed here. And I'd like to congratulate you for the presidency of the summit. I'd like also to thank and appreciate the efforts exerted by Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune for his efforts during his presidency to the last round. I'd like also to express my appreciation to the Arab Brotherhood and the Arab League for its support to the Libyan stance, particularly taking decisions regarding the Libyan cause in the past 12 years. We are expressing our ambitions to have more support to the Libyan people, and also for the AU, the African Union, to realize reconciliation and to hold elections, whether parliamentary or presidential elections, in the year 2023, and to have all the financial arrangements regarding those electoral processes, and in the frame of the efforts exerted to realize stability and security regarding the Libyan Council, we do have cooperation and coordination between us and the UN. We continue on the political path to achieve the utmost serious efforts with all the local parties and the UN, supporting the steps taken by the parliament in the 6+6 committee to reach reconciliation and to reach the rules for the coming elections in Libya. We do boost all all the individual and collective efforts to realize joint Arab action and to avoid struggles and to avoid divisions among all of us. So we appreciate and laud the efforts exerted by the Saudi Kingdom to achieve unity among all Arab parties, to have the summit held here with the participation of all Arab parties to reach a comprehensive solution in Yemen, to put an end to the struggle there between the internationally recognized government and the Houthis, and also to put an end and to solve the Sudanese crisis, to end the conflict there, to maintain stability in our region. Your Majesties, here would like to call on all our brothers to take a stance regarding the situation in Libya, to put an end to the existence of mercenaries and foreign troops in Libya, and to put an end to stop all the unconstructive interventions into our internal affairs. Also, we'd like to renew stressing the importance of having dialogue to implement the roadmap, which is coming from the internal dialogues, to have the political legality and to have our election process. Your Majesties, your people in Libya, it's really having this connection with the Palestinian cause. We are all facing the colonization. We call on all of the Arab parties to implement the Arab League resolutions, to support the Palestinian cause and the Palestinian people, to have an independent Palestinian state according to the UN resolutions. This is the Libyan stance, which is not changing at all and which is going to remain as is, to support the Palestinian people and not to change the legal status of Al-Quds and not to recognize any unilateral move. And also, we announce our full rejection to the violations committed against the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Your Majesties, my best wishes for you to have more prosperity, welfare to all your peoples, and I'd like also to extend my appreciation and salute to the Saudi Kingdom leadership and people.
أشكر فخامة الرئيس محمد يونس على كلمته، والآن أدعو فخامة الرئيس الدكتور رشاد العليمي رئيس مجلس القيادة الرئاسية في الجمهورية اليمنية لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل.
In the name of God, most merciful, most compassionate, my brother, Your Majesty, Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister, the President of the Summit, Your Majesties, the General Secretary of the Arab League, Ahmed Abu al-Ghait, peace be upon you all. First, I'd like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the Saudi Kingdom under the leadership of the custodian of the Jewish shrines, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, and his Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, for the warm hospitality and also a warm reception and their efforts to achieve unity among all parties and to defend its interests and aspirations for more development and stability and peace. I'd also like to extend my thanks to our brothers in Algeria, leadership, government and people for their efforts in the last round in a very critical phase of our modern history as an Arab nation. I'd like also to laud and to appreciate the efforts exerted by the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abu al-Ghait, and his team to boost the Yemeni cause and its people, and to put an end to the militia supported by the Iranian people. We appreciate all your efforts and your stances regarding the Yemeni cause, on top of which those who are supporting the internationally recognized government, which the Saudi kingdom, which made one of the epics on our lands to put an end to terrorism. Also, we also appreciate the efforts exerted by our brothers in Egypt and Jordan, hosting many thousands of our nation who are there, having their opportunities and receiving the educational and health services in those countries. This summit is being held as our peoples are still suffering under the war and the deeds of the Houthi militias, with support of the Iranian rule, which is really continuing its project to destroy our nation. We cannot respond to all these divisions and all these struggles for the best interest of the external projects, which are really interfering into our societies, having this aggression onto our civilization and heritage. With the resistance of our peoples, I am inspired to exert the utmost efforts to regain once again reconciliation on joint policies, responding to the will of the nation and to putting its interests above all. We are very much sure and confident that this summit here in Jeddah is going to be a turning point to agree on the steps taken to come over all these challenges with an Arab determination and will. Your Majesties, after 7 months of the Algerian summit, still all of those hopes which we carried with us to renew the truce, unfortunately finding difficulties from the Houthi side. Today, again, we are expecting the fruitful results of the efforts exerted by Oman and Saudi Arabia to revive the truce, which we were committed to continue with it, but unilaterally, with our care to put an end to the sufferings of the Yemeni people and to prevent the Houthis from escalating the situation once again. From our intentions and good intentions, unfortunately, the militias are still preventing all the trade containers, are hindering the ships from arriving there. We cannot even pay the wages of the salaries of the employees, particularly those under the leadership or under the rule of the militias. Would like also to ask the international community to find solutions for the Iranian aggression, including the planes, including the presence of them on the ground. We'd like to smell the air of freedom and to have all those who were detained to smell this air of freedom once again. For example, there are more than 1 million children who are now in special camps, and this is to affect our future as Yemeni people. We aspire that there is going to be an Arab move to help the internationally recognized government and to put an end to the violations of the international law and to support and to boost the Islamic laws and rules, to boost the Yemeni people and to improve the services introduced to the Yemeni people, to provide them with the basic needs. We'd like to once again revive the political negotiations and the political process, and to benefit from the results from the political dialogue, and also the UN resolutions. Your Majesties, we cautiously welcomed with the agreement which took place between the Saudi Kingdom and Iran, hoping that this is going to lead to more positive relations in the region, and which also is going to benefit even the Iranian people, to let the Iranian people not to interfere into our internal affairs. I'd like also to thank the Arab states and also the Arab League, which permitted the return of the Syrian people, and to support the Syrian people, guaranteeing the sovereignty and unity of the Syrian people, and to regain the pivotal role of Syria in the joint Arab action. And also we'd like to hail the efforts exerted by the Saudi Kingdom and the United States, which ended with this agreement between the warring sides in Sudan, paving the way for constructive talks to regain prosperity, to regain peace in the brotherly Arab nation. Yemen is also renewing its stance regarding the Palestinian cause and the Palestinian people to have their independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital according to international law, and to condemn the Israeli aggression and its illegal settlement activities, which is really hindering the way in front of peace and also violating international peace and security. Your Majesties, would you please permit me to wish success to this summit under the leadership of Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz and his Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, expressing our confidence that it's going to be a turning point to unify our efforts and to boost the Yemeni institutions to regain their positive role and to appreciate their sacrifices and to support its rights to enjoy peace, prosperity, and welfare. Peace be upon you all.
أشكر فخامة الرئيس الدكتور رشاد العليمي على كلمته، والآن أدعو السفير دفع الله الحاج المبعوث الخاص لرئيس مجلس السيادة السوداني لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.
In the name of God, peace be upon Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
الأمير محمد بن سلمان
Your Majesty,
رئيس مجلس الوزراء
Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Your Majesties,
معالي السيد أحمد أبو الغيط,
General Secretary of the Arab League Ahmed Abu al-Ghait, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you all. I'd like first to express my congratulations to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia receiving the presidency of this very important round of the Arab Summit, expressing our confidence that you are going to lead its activities to success. Also, we'd like to extend our thanks to our brothers in Algeria during its presidency to the last round of the summit. Your Majesties, I'm honored to speak to you today on behalf of your brother Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of the Sudanese Sovereign Council, the General Commander of the Sudanese Armed Forces, extending his greetings to all of you, as the circumstances which you all know prevented him from being here today. Now he is leading his forces against their rebellion forces, which started its awkward and coward action, attacking his own house on the 15th of April, in addition to a number of airports and military institutions at a time in which it was deceiving us, saying that they are supporting democratic transfer, which was and is still the main goal of the Sudanese revolution. Our armed forces is facing bravely the rebellion forces and still doing so despite the fact that they reached 80,000 forces and taking all the hospitals and also imprisoned the innocent civilians, including the elderly, children, and women. They used them as human shields, in addition to looting, to rape, to commit more crimes with many violations of the international law. And also they violated all the truces, and they continued to commit crimes even against the diplomatic missions. They attacked the embassy or the consulate of the Jordanian kingdom also, and it followed suit against the Somali, the Jordanian, the Saudi missions, in addition to killing one of the diplomatic missions of Egypt, another employee affiliated to the Arab League, in addition to a number of foreign embassies, in very clear violation to the Geneva Agreement. In addition to these violations, we are very much worried about the silence of the international communities regarding those violations, which should have received a lot of condemnations. Your Majesties, the Sudanese government is feeling this responsibility towards its people with all their sufferings and the violations and aggressions from the rebellion forces. We accepted the truce initiative or the ceasefire initiative, which was introduced by the Saudi Kingdom and the United States. We are very much sure that we are going to pass and to overcome this crisis with all your support and help, which was assured with the resolution which was approved today, with your full support and solidarity with the Sudanese government, and full rejection to the intervention into the internal affairs of the Sudanese state, and also supporting the legality of the Sudanese authority, and also to continue with the humanitarian aid. The Sudanese government, we are not launching war, but we were forced to be involved into this war. But whenever there is peace, we are going to restore to peace. But when they put down weapons, they are going to be completely forgiven. But also, the door is still open for them. But I'd like to stress that the Sudanese armed forces, as they were famous for their wonderful performance, their combat abilities, we can defeat the rebellion forces. There is no doubt. Our national army was brought up with this creed that we are going to defend our nation with all our forces, with all our potentials and capabilities. Your Majesties, you know that Sudan is in a very big region, 10 countries, but we are the pillar of security in this region. But if something wrong happened to this region, then how the region is going to absorb the negative impact to contain the crisis, it's a must. You are going to be with us for the reconstruction and to rebuild the country with the complete destruction and demolition of our infrastructure. Sudan is feeling optimistic with the peace talks, with the return of diplomatic ties between Saudi Arabia and Iran, something which ensures the will of the Saudi kingdom to realize peace and stability in the region, and we laud this pivotal role of the kingdom. Also, Sudan is welcoming the return of the Syrian Republic to the Arab League, appreciating the ministerial committee in this regard. Sudan kept on calling for the return of the Syrian Republic to return back to the Arab League and to restore the diplomatic ties. Your Majesties, Sudan is still renewing its stance regarding the Palestinian cause, the very first cause for the Arabs, and condemns in the harshest words the Israeli aggression in the Palestinian cities, and welcome the ceasefire, which was realized recently with the mediation of Egypt. Finally, the delegation of my country is extending the thanks for the Saudi Kingdom for warm hospitality, also to the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghait, and the General Secretariat for the good organization and preparation for the summit. Peace be upon you all. Thanks for the head of the Sudanese delegation, Your Majesties. Now you do have the Jeddah Declaration. It was approved by all of you. Finally, we extend our thanks to the leaders of the Arab nation to make this summit a story of success, wishing them all success for the Bahraini Kingdom to host the coming summit. Peace be upon you all.